출애굽기 36장. Exodus chapter 36. So Bezalel, Oholiab, and every skilled person to whom the Lord has given skills and ability to know how to carry out all the work of constructing the sanctuary to the work just as the Lord has commanded. Then Moses summoned Bezalel and the Oholiab and every skilled bronze to whom the Lord has given the ability and who is willing to come and to the work. They received from the Moses all the offerings the Israelite has brought to carry out the work of constructing the sanctuary. And the people continued to bring the free wills offerings mornings after mornings. So all the skilled craftsmen and who were doing all the work on the sanctuary left their work and said to the Moses, the people are bringing more than enough for doing the work the Lord commanded to be done. Then Moses gave an orders, and they sent this word throughout the camp: the man or the woman to make anything else as offering for the sanctuary and to the people were restrained from bringing more because they already had or stands enough to do all the work. All the skilled men among the workmen, the tabernacles with the 10 curtains were finely twisted linen and blues, purples, and the scarlet yarn with the cherubims worked into them by the skill of craftsmen. All the curtains were all the same size, 28 cubits long and 4 cubits wide. They joined the 5 of the curtains together, and they same with the other 5. Then they made loops of blues materials along the edges of the end curtains in one set, and the same was done with the end curtains in the other set. They also made 50 loops on the curtains and 50 loops on the end curtains on the other set, with the loops opposite and the other side. Then they made 50 gold clamps and used them to fasten the 2 sets of the curtains together so that the tabernacle was neat. They made curtains of gold hairs for the tent over the tabernacle, 11 together. So all the 11 curtains were the same size, 30 cubits long and 4 sides. They joined the 5 of the curtains in all set that they sit 6 into another set. Then they made 50 loops along the edge of the end of the curtain in one set and along with the edge of the curtain in the other set. They made 50 bronze clamps to fasten the tents together as a unit. Then they made for the tent of coverings, rams, skins, and hide and red, and the other that the coverings of the hides of the sick cow. They made upright frames of the acacia wood for the tabernacles. Each frames were 10 cubits long and the cubit half wide, with the 2 projections set parallel to each other. They made all the frames of the tabernacles in this way. They made 20 frames for the south side of the tabernacles and made 40 silver bases to under them, the 2 bases for each frame under each projections. For the other side, the north side of the tabernacles, they made 20 frames and 40 silver bases under each frame. They made 6 frames for the far, and that is the west end of the tabernacles, and the 2 frames were made for the corners of the tabernacles at the far end. At these 2 corners, the frames were double frame, the bottom all the way to the top, and the fitted into a single ring. Both were made alike, so there was 8 frames and 16 silver bases to under each frame. They also made the crossbars of acacia wood, 5 for the frames on the one side of the tabernacles, 5 for those on the other side, and 5 for the frames on the west. They made the centers crossbars that extended from end to the end at the middle of the frames. They overlaid the frames with gold and made gold rings to hold crossbars. They also overlaid the crossbars with gold. They made the curtains of blue, purple, scarlet yarns, and finely twisted linen, and with the cherubim walked into it by the skilled craftsmen. They made all 4 posts acacia wood for it and overlaid them with gold. They made gold hooks for this cast. There's 4 silver bases for the entrance to the tent. They made curtains of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and finely twist linens, the work of embroiders. And they made 5 posts with a hook for them. They overlaid the tops of the posts and the bands with gold, and made their 5 bases bronze.